Hello and welcome to another quick look. Me, GamerWolfSix, of another furry visual novel. This one, Bang Bang, a game about looking at the synopsis, which I'm gonna have to translate because it's in Chinese. Give me one hot second. I tried to, sort things out ahead of time, but then sometimes it doesn't 100% work out. Anyways, Bang Bang is an NSFW furry gay story in which you play as the son of a gangster. Although you don't want to get involved in your family business, the appearance of a gangster changes everything. And I guess then there's like a slightly longer synopsis, but basically the same thing. If you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and are getting the news version earlier, you can go to Patreon, which is $3 a month. So, we're going to reset our face. And start. Okay, good. I was like, it's really quiet in the beginning. Do they have any music? Anyways, the Peninsula Gulas is a peaceful place. Various gang and violent groups fight with each other from time to time, and shady businesses happen everywhere. Business. The Leopard family is one of the biggest gang, and this villa is in the woods. In the woods is the base. Sometimes when you get these games that are translated, it's like, I'm not sure if that's me being dyslexic or the translation, you have to reread it. And now, a large, strong wolf hesitated in front of the door of the house. Alas. With a deep breath, finally, he opened the door and walked in. Oh, and I forgot to change one preference. Maybe increase this just a smidge. I hate how text speed is like just by default. It just makes it a bit easier when not all the words are on the screen. You're looking for me, Mr. Corlando? He is not such a big guy like the wolf, but he's just silent. The wolf can still feel some kinds of oppression. The wolf asked in a shaken voice, though he stood in front of the table as straight as a soldier. I suppose you know why I called you here? I'm sorry, boss, but there was an emergency in the North Ark. I have to. Everyone in the gang believes in you, Worrell. It is the trust that sustained us to this day. There are the promise, there are the bond. I'm not going to try and course correct, though maybe I'll get the synopsis and then put my brain to it. But sometimes even the promises are invisible. They are much more important than the immediate bond, and that's for a reason, you know, Worrell? I see. I don't. You helped one of our brothers, and that was good. You protected the bond with him. He trusted you, and you saved his life. But Kevin's narcotics business will still continue in the North Eric. Have you seen Annan's wife and daughter? The wife and children of the brother you saved, Worrell? I used to heard him talk about them. I've seen the picture of them. He has a lovely daughter. It's not just Anton. They trust us too, Worrell. They trust our cause, and our work will protect them, keep them safe. But you let Kevis get away. His drug business will still continue, and that's you who allowed him. You betrayed their trust, Worrell. I'm not following. You betrayed my trust too. It's my mistake. I have no idea what's going on. I'm glad to accept any punishment. Very good. You know, I don't meant to punish you, Worrell. You are a good dog. Always be trustworthy. But your failure needs to make up. I understand. Now here, this is your punishment. Take your clothes off, now. What? Was there an NSFW thingy? Doesn't look like that. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some work. I understand. The wolves respond to his boss with his obedience. The wolf began to undo his leash. He has a leash? Like this? His shorts fell to the ground. Now, there's only a small piece of loincloth, barely wrapped around his delicious bulge. If you were watching, you won't doubt that you may see the wolf's cock and balls beneath the loincloth at any moment. Good boy. Oh, woo, call me good boy. Or him. The snow leopard raised his voice, as if satisfied with the wolf's obedience. You should thank Deontay, because even though you let Cavis go, he's still on the trail of that guy, and soon your chance to redeem our trust shall come. I appreciate it. Then show your appreciation more. You mean... There was hardly a ripple in the snow leopard's tone, while the wolf swallowed nervously, waiting for his fate. Just in case. Kneel. What? You said you will take whatever punishment you had to take to regain my trust, right? Then show me. Understand. I'll do that. Okay, it's not something as of yet. He still kept his hand... Actually, I think there was a picture of this. Just let me check. No, not 100% sure. He still kept his hand behind his back. Not really, but anyways. But kneeling made his chest even more erect. Making those 2 gold rings hang on his tits more attractive? I thought I told you before. Take your clothes off. Have I said you can still have your pants? No, I apologize, sir. The wolf blushed, but still followed the order of the boss faithfully. Hey, it just makes it easier, and I am a bit less worried about, getting stricken if you can't see or read anything. Though, now that I think about it, I'm going to put this off. No, wait, that's not the one. Okay, that's music. That's a heartbeat, YouTube. You don't have to worry about anything. He's just nervous. He took off clothes, and things are exposed. The wolf is kneeling and completely exposed, and he looks pathetic. And his woo-woo. Good boy. Seems you're ready for a real punishment. Real punishment? Yes, you will do taxes. Now, here's your real punishment. Didn't have a tea. The snow leopard, looking straight at the kneeling wolf, with, is exposed, gives the order peacefully. Now, woo. What? The wolf knows that the boss likes to play jokes sometimes, but accept your punishment. Show me a woo. Then you will remain good boy, and your mistake shall be forgiven. Isn't it clear? Yes, as you wish, boss. I mean, I guess I could just click this so I can know when, certain sounds go away. The wolf had been with the boss for 8 years. He knew when Mr. Corlando, or not Corleone, I need to watch that movie again, spoke in this tone. He's hardly questioned. Since 8 years ago, his boss took him here. The wolf had always been admired him. If Mr. Corlando needed him to do that, obedience was the only answer. For some reason, I want to play the game where you're gangster again. I don't know why I really like that. Looks like you're ready. Though no one that's just like, hey, here's these missions. I like, some kind of management. Mr. Corlando smiled. In this moment, that the wolf notices, he's completely woo. His woo is a wooing, and woo will woo. Now do it. Yes, sir. Oh, whoa, 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 wow. Well, or maybe I could read it, but have absolutely no just going. Oh, whoa. Hmm. Voice acting? At least that thing's there. He wept and wound his way and woo, and spots to follow his metal over. While the other hand was a wall, he plays with things. Oh, huh. It is kind of funny how, like, when I was doing, when I downloaded Shelter for the first time, I was like, oh, woo, woo. I was such an a woo, you are, whoa, whoa. Now tell me what it feels like to a woo like that. It feels good, boss. So my punishment's a reward for you. Sorry, boss. What? Shh. I didn't mean to criticize a woo. And that didn't has two ends. You're just following my orders. Punishing yourself for wooing and friendly, aren't you? Yes, boss. Good dog. Let me do you a little favor, woo. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna play this game for the H content, and then it was like, oh, I haven't seen any H content for quite a while, and then later I was bored and I came back to it, and it's like, actually, this is pretty funny. The reaching its limits. I can't hold it anymore. Knock knock. Housekeeping. Suddenly, the heavy pound on the door cut the atmosphere in the room off. Heh. Ha ha ha! Did you hear that? Dante, I won. I mean, I guess the H-Con... I guess there'll be some things that I can censor myself, but let's put the set back on. Note to self, censor that stuff. On YouTube, you have no idea what they were doing. Anyways, just checking over there to make sure that everything's covered. Ha ha ha! You hear that, Dante? I won. Told you, world, do that. Like I said, what I said, like a good pup. The snow leopard didn't play cool anymore. He laughed heartily, yelling at the door. Sad. You win. I thought Worrell would at least put up a fight. Wait, boss. What do you mean? Sorry, Worrell. You think I'm serious about punishing you, don't you? From that look on your face, maybe I have a talent for it. Ha 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 ha. Maybe if one day our gang can't make any money, we can still make our GV debut. Ha ha ha, GV. I was just kidding, and I didn't mean to get you to catch Kaviska in such a simple way the first time. For him, I have other plans. It seems that you're kind of enjoying your punishment, so it's not that bad, right? But it needs to woo. Wait, so this punishment wasn't even necessary? Of course it's necessary. I want to see you horny. Or, woo. Alas, please behold yourself, boss. But you don't hate it, right? Your woo is still poking up. How about you let me give you a helping hand tonight, that's... And just make sure, because I probably will censor and then it could do a scene change and I won't remember to censor that. Well, I'm not interested in your flirting. Please, at least hurry up and get ready. We have a visitor. Thanks to Denote's intervention, things didn't get any worse. After getting a sign from his boss, Wolf quickly put his clothes back on. Now, Denote said, we have a guest, right? Shall we go? Guest. Oh, about that. You didn't go with us this time. What? So, it's about my punishment? No, of course not. Just need you to do something that only you can do. The leopard hands him a piece of paper. This is blank. A secret mission. Only you can do it. Your name is Annex, 18 years. You grew up in Gulas, a city known for gangs and violence, and your father is the leader of one of the biggest gangs, the leader of the Leopard family. But he is not a good father to you. Since your mother left when you were 15 years old, he sent you money at regular intervals every month, but he hardly ever came home. Over time, your relationship faded, and you wanted to be a photographer more than just be involved with your father's business. Until last month, when he sent you a big wolf claimed to be your bodyguard. Yes, that's the purpose, eh? Can you move a little bit to the left? Raise up your hand a bit. Like this? Yep, glad to see you're getting more familiar with being a model, Mr. Worrell. After all, it's been a month since then. And I said you didn't call me sir. It's weird. Just Worrell is enough. Okay, I understand, Worrell. That's right. You've been living in a virtual cohabitation for a month now with the big wolf, who's absolutely your type. And you wooed him. At first, you were wondering why your father would suddenly call in a gangster you didn't even know to be your bodyguard. But since you got a perfect score on a random photo shoot of him in your college photography class, and someone even offered to buy it, things got changed. You even got a job photographing this strong wolf in a men's magazine weekly, which was a great opportunity for you to take a big step into photography. Although you do not like your father, who never comes home, and gangs, the presence of the big wolf makes you think differently now and have doubt. Why would that father, who has never cared for you so far, would he hire a bodyguard for you? But now that you've been together for a while, you think he's a pretty good guy, despite who he is. He can even cook, and good at it. Hey, Annex, you alright? I see you're in a daze. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just a little distracted. You back to your work. Start taking pictures of this wolf from different angles. While you're taking photos, you admire the strong wolf's body, robust and wild, and the bulge behind his shorts. For some reason I read ears. I was like, what? Ahem, it's not a good time to fancy his manliness. After all, you wouldn't want him to see you get a woo during the shooting. It would be embarrassing. You recall the first time you showed the magazine editor the picture of the big wolf. You can't help but staring at it in a while. Although he frantically asked you where you found such a good plain model. He isn't exactly plain. But thinking of Worrell's nature, you just say that's a business secret. Although the editor expressed his understanding at the time, he said that it was rare to see a model with tattoos, and really wanted to show the beauty of his tattoo and flesh more. Maybe it was a good idea to get some more detailed close-ups of his tattoo. Hey, Worrell, can I take some pictures of your tattoo? Sure, you can do whatever you want. Is there anything I can do? You can T-pose. Well, I'll give it a try first. You take a quick photo of the wolf, with your Polaroid hung on your neck, looking the photo up and down. As you think so, although his tank top's exposed a lot, but no matter of which angle of view, the tattoo is always more or less covered by his tank top. What's up? I have something to ask you for. Can you go to my room with me first? Why do we have to go to your room? Anyway, come here. You'll see. Whoa, wait. You drag Worrell into your room. Actually, it's your tank top covered some of the tattoos. I'm afraid it's not expressive enough. So, I'm thinking, why don't I make it more hot? What? What does that mean? Anyway, is there something I can do to help? Worrell looks at you curiously. He wouldn't say no if it's your request. Let's just say that. Or love plus 1. I wonder what the other one would be. I guess not. Could you take off your tank top, Worrell? I want to shoot your tattoo more detailed. Understand, if that's what you need. You nodded. The wolf took off his tank top, chest out, show you the full extent of his tattoo. Just like a majestic dragon perched on his muscular body, his tattoo suits him so much. Your tattoos are really cool, Worrell. Just some mark of my past, some youthful ignorance. But it does suit you very much. May I touch it? Of course. Just be gentle, it's my first time. You can see the big wolf's tail waving behind him. He puffs out his chest, as if inviting your touch. You reach out with your hand, touching his tattooed chest. The feeling of touching his solid muscles underneath his fluff is really good. Such a short, solid chest. Look at your muscles, swirl. You are a perfect bodybuilder's body. You've got a perfect bodybuilder's body. I mean, I guess it's not incorrect. Cease your chatter. You haven't finished your work yet, right? Oh, right. Although he said so, you notice that his wag is weaving even more crazily. Wait, is he blushing a little? But what he said is right. You should focus on your work right now. After a while, you got enough photos. But he didn't shake it like a Polaroid picture. Hey, yeah. You arrange the film you've taken, turn around, and find that Worrell is already dressed. Hey, Annex? What's up, Worrell? Also, what is the tank top even doing? Is it to hide his belly button or scars or something like that? Or just to be like, look, I got the minimal cover. What's up, whoa? You wonder why whoa suddenly talking to you. I'm kind of curious. How does it feel when you are taking photos? Well, it feels like I'm recording something wonderful. I think I kind of like it. Is that so? I've never taken any photos or play with cameras before. Kind of curious how it feels like. So, how about give it a try? Wow. Suddenly, the big wolf's tail was wagging like crazy. May I? Sure. Here, I'll teach you how you do it. You look at the Polaroid camera. You took the Polaroid camera off your neck. Show the wolf how to use it. I see. So we just need to press that button. Yep, kind of easy, isn't it? How about try to shoot something? I'm kind of curious. You got anything you want to shoot? You. I want to take pictures of you, or photos. Well, of course you can. You felt a little surprised that Worrell wants to photograph you, but considering that you just photographed him, maybe he just wants to do the same thing that you did to him. And you have to say, watching the big wolf fiddle with your little Polaroid camera is kind of funny. It doesn't take much time, since like Worrell have already taken many photos. Staring at them, strangely, you notice that he seems to be a little blushed. Hey, Worrell, already taken some photos you like? Let me have a look. No way, I sucked. He shoved the photos he'd taken into the drawer, snapped it closed. Seems like he really don't want anyone to see them. Whoa. But he is really blushed. Is it that bad? But since he doesn't want you to see him, you have no intention to force him. You are busy. Still, you have work to do. So, I still have to get the films to the printer. Wait. Worrell returned his previous calm tone. I will go with you. Hey, you don't have to. Well, you've already helped me a lot by being my motto. Don't forget, from what your father gave me, being your bodyguard like this is my real job. Even now, when my father sends someone to escort me, I've been live on my own for a long time. Or live. grumble. Suddenly, your stomach started to grumble, interrupted by the conversation. After that, Whoa grinned at you. What? Then, at least, let's go grab some food together. Together? Although, I can do something for you. There's a good place I'd like to recommend to you. Alright, if you say so. Yep, just leave it to me. Now that your father said he wants me to take care of you, you can rely on me. And so, you leave your studio. Even though you don't want Worrell to treat you as your father's son, you're still glad that you can have a date with such a handsome wolf guy. That's totally your type. Wow, what a busy street. I've never been to the arena Eric before. Never expect there to be so busy or here. Given that most people think the South Eric as a place where gangs always fight, it's a little surprising to see peaceful prosperity of this area. That's right. The Coho Street is the biggest hot spring street around the South Eric. And there are a lot of really good old restaurants. And I have to recommend some of them to you. I'm surprised that you've never been here, given that here is so close to your house. Because I thought it was going to be dangerous here. After all, I hear a lot of gang hangouts around here. There's a lot of. That might have been true a few years ago, but as you can see, thanks to your father, it's getting better and better here. Thanks to my father? What does that mean? You'll know sooner or later. Anyway, let's go grab some food first. Good food first. Great. As you keep following Worrell, reading yawns, you are surprised to find that every now and then some passerby talk to him. Well, isn't Mr. Worrell, what brings you here today? By the way, thanks for your helping while stocking up. I don't know, somehow the broken English is combining with my, dyslexia? Undiagnosed, maybe, I don't know. And it's making me like, oh no, English, my first and only language? It's okay, Uncle Ori. I just did what I should do. Oh, don't be so modest. Let me treat you a horror pizza next time. Sure, I'm looking forward to it. Wow, hello, Mr. Woe. Lisa really appreciated what you did for her last time she was sick. She should take more care of her own health, but still, say hello to Lisa for me, Miss Fass. I wish her can always be healthy. Yeah, will do. Have a nice day, Mr. Worrell. Along the way, people kept saying hi to Worrell. You could tell he was quite popular on the streets. Give me a sec. Seemed like everyone here is familiar with you. With you? I saw many people accustomed to you just now. After all... Oop, there's a bit of spit on this screen. I need it to go off. After all, this is the street where I grew up. Okay, we're almost there. It is close. Or it's close. Wow, that's a big market area. I wonder if I can take a look around sometime. It must be fun to take pictures while shopping. The various products in the market area appears at your photographer's interest appeals in front of you. It's a pretty big market area. Above your head, there's a sign, center square, of the great Theramane of Mara. Of course, I had to take a walk around here later, but for now, let's go to the food court first. Sure. You followed Worrell, walked to the deeper side of the food court, and can see the entrance to the Theramane on one side. On the other side, there's a food court. Wow, here smells so good. Various scent of different food assaulted your nose. Plus, you're already hungry. All of them make your drooling. Looks like there's a little glutton kitty already can't wait anymore. Well, cats like food. Which is kind of funny. I'm just thinking of Dave the Diver. It's like, you can only feed the cat once a day. And it's like, I'm pretty sure cats would gladly enjoy second dinner. So, do you come here often, Worrell? Yeah, this place is an important place for me. Come on, let me take you where I want to show you. Sure. You followed Worrell, walked to the deeper side of the food court. Finally, you have reached your goal. The sign in front of you says, Lodo Ramen Shop. The moment you walk in the ramen shop, a soft, warm sumento embraced you. This place is full of delicious aroma. It smells so good here. I know, right? You'll be more surprised when you eat the snacks here. After all, it is the place I recommend. But maybe, because it's lunchtime now, you find this place seems like already full. Are there any seats left? Hey, Uncle Po, it's been a long time. On the opposite side of Worrell's call, a goofy, bespectacled bear poked his head out of the window beaming. Oh, welcome, War. The usual one? Yep, the usual one. But it's a little crowded right now. Maybe you need to wait a moment? We can sit in an open space by the counter. I remember you still have a little table we used before. How about that? Oh, that one is still here. Of course you can use it. But I'm afraid it's kind of fragile. After all, you haven't used it in a long time. I think it's okay. We will use it carefully. What do you think, Annex? Yeah, sure. Sure, I'm fine about that. Good. Let's use the little chairs we used before. Okay. The brown bear nodded and brought you extra tables and chairs. Okay then, Worrell. Oh. The Uncle Bear seems to finally realize you. He tilts his head and smiles at you. Oh, how are you, my little kitty friend? What can I do for you? Hey, he's with me, so show some respect. Heh, I know. Just kidding. The bear gave you a playful smile and a wink. He seems like to be a very interesting guy. Never expect that one day I see the naughty Wool take care of his boy. Uncle, feel happy for you. First, I'm not take care child. I'm not take care child. Okay. And he's not my boy. Annex is adult, an 18 adult. Wow, so you like that cut and type. I didn't expect that, but I don't mind. Just enjoy your date. Wait a minute, what did you say? Suddenly, you notice Worrell's tail swagging like crazily. Aren't you guys on a sweet date? It's not a date. At least, I don't think so. Besides, he's my boss's son, so be careful what you say. I mean, hey, he was only just undressing my room like an hour ago. Just saying. Wait, boss? You mean that boss? I didn't expect Mr. Corlando to have such a cute son. Well, sorry about my impolite before. Name's Porek. I'm the owner of this place. I own your father a lot. Without your father's help, this place can't be as good as now. Name's Annex. You're welcome? You didn't know how to respond to that. It feels kind of awkward. Needn't to be so polite. Your food is on me. Finally got a chance to pay back Mr. Corlando in some way. You gotta have to try my cuisine. Give me a sec, sorry. I don't know why sometimes my throat just like, we're gonna be filled with gunk. 'Cause reasons. The brown bear smiles at you. It makes you feel a little awkward to be treated so well, just because you are your father's son. Good, free lunch. The bear went back to the kitchen, signaled the white canine waiter to serve you. He comes over and smiles at you, and gives you your tabor. You notice that there is a name badge Says law printed on the collar. Is that as a name? An as name? You didn't expect your father's fame to be so good? I'm surprised. Classmates at school will always keep distance from me after they heard I'm a gang's child, so I never tell them. And I haven't seen him for a long time. I think he just didn't want you to get involved in some danger. And see, everyone in the street respects your father so much. Without him, the street would never have developed so well like now. Why my father? He's just a gangster after all, right? Annex, what really matters isn't what you are, but what you do. Without you father, I'm afraid there'd still be a lot of gang strife on the street. Plus, Mr. Corlando does try to keep civilians safe. You heard about the Pinhole Ripper, right? You mean the serial killings happening around the Iric clock tower? The one that all the victims were disemboweled and eviscerated with lots of pinholes on their bodies? So, like, they were disemboweled, eviscerated, and then poked full of very tiny holes? Yeah, without Mr. Corlando, it would probably be going on right now, considering it's just your father's private detective that solved the case. Is that so? Mr. Corlando may be a gangster, but he often lets our guys help solve civilian problems, and he never does business about drugs, no matter how much money he can made from it. I respect him. We're all patted your back. You can try to get to know your father more, Mr. Corlando. Must be better than you think. I see. You nod, at least judging by the brown bear's words. Worrell is telling the truth. Hey, don't think too much about that right now. Here's the menu. Let's get some food for your little kitty stomach first. Since Uncle Poe said this is his treat, you can order whatever you want. He winks at you, hands you the menu. You didn't take a look, Worrell? I have been there since I'm a child. I'm fine. He pointed to his hat. Here's my menu. You nod, flip through the menu he gave you. There are various Japanese pastries and ramen on the menu. After a quick sifting through, you decide what you want to order. What ordered? You wonder what Laura ordered. Hey, Worrell, what's your recommendation? My recommendation? Just wondering what that sound was. The tonkatsu ramen here is very good, and the fried pork is classic too. With their sauce, it's a wonderful combination. So, tonkatsu ramen and fried pork. You recall them as the recommendation on the menu. So, Worrell, you often been here? I heard you told the owner the usual one. Yep. So, your usual one means tonkatsu ramen and fried pork? Well, kind of. But there's another one else I ordered. What's it? Fried milk. I mean, there's fried Coke, like deep fried Coke, where I guess like they put it in some kind of bread and then, or maybe freeze it and then put it in the thing. I don't know. Fried milk? You can't remember. You have seen it on the menu, and you never heard of this food. Anything you might have missed. Something. You wondered what it was and tried to open the menu again. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to look at what the hell that is. Fried milk. It kind of looks like cheese sticks. Hmm. I mean, I'd definitely have fried milk. Sounds tasty. Or at least looks tasty. tried the menu again, but Aurel stopped you. I don't think it's on the menu. It's dessert that my dad used to make for me. One kind of deep-fried dessert. Uncle Po is my dad's old acquaintance, so I always ask him to cook it for me. Kind of a special dish for the regular. Ha ha ha. Well, then I want to order that too. Oh, great. Try it. I have recommended it to other members of the gang, but all of them are afraid that it may be the dark oriental dish. Don't want to try and taste it. Are afraid that it may be the dark oriental dish. I don't know what that means. I'm glad to see you're willing to try. He smiled, giving you a thumbs up. He smiled back and called for the waiter to order, while the white canine boy jotted down your order on his notes, then went back to the kitchen. After that, you waited for your meals. It didn't take long for Porek to take a tray full of food and place it carefully on your table. Sorry to keep you waiting. Here is your ramen and snacks. That is exactly the delicious aroma you smell when you enter this place. The well-fried pork chops, glistening gold, make your mouth white. But instead of ramen and pork chops, you're more curious about the fried dim sum in another small bowl, many brown strips placed in there. Is that what Worrell called fried milk? Honestly, compared to the ramen and pork chops, the color and aroma of the snack don't have any advantages. Not to mention, the shape is kind of like... You think you understand why others of the gang don't want to try that thing. I mean, I'm looking at it and it looks like egg rolls, cheese sticks, and then like cubes in kind of a hash brown thing. What is their thing? Didn't expect you to order the same for War. Worrell recommended this to me, so I want to give it a try. Yes, have a try. The fried milk is wash out of the oven is the best. It seems like Worrell is very happy that someone wants to try his favorite food. You nod and fork a piece in your mouth. The texture is crisp as the other fried foods, but what really surprised you is how soft the inside tastes like. With the strip, skin, and the tender insides, it makes a beautiful harmony on top of your tongue, but only drawback is, it's a little too sweet. But it's still tasty beyond your imagination. Ooh, yummy. It's crisp on the outside, but soft on the inside. I know, right? You feel as if Worrell's eyes are shining. Seems like he's really happy that you enjoy his favorite dessert too. This is really thirsty. I think it's also my favorite food from now on. I know you. Worrell nodded approvingly. Huh. Glad to see you like it. Looks like I need to cook this just for Worrell from now on. Then why don't you write on the menu? It's delicious. Well, because the recipe of this dish is uncompleted. This is one of War's father's specialty dish, but I couldn't find the full recipe, so I have to cook it according to my memory. Don't you guys have internet? Although I can make a similar taste, but the Father Fondo's fried milk is much more better than mine. Even so, I still love it. Thank you, Uncle Po. Since then, there was a question in your mind, but you don't know whether you should ask. Try it? Then why don't you ask Worrell's father? Ask him for the full recipe, so you could make it his perfect fried milk. Annex. My father's dead, Annex. He passed away about 11 years. Oh. I feel so embarrassed. Sorry, I didn't know. No, it's alright. It's been a long time since he passed away, and Uncle Po is still here. He can always cook them for me. I don't feel that sad. I will cook them for you as long as you want. Not as good as Faudo's, though. It's okay. Thanks, Uncle Po. You wish you haven't asked that dumb question. Well, I should go back to the kitchen. There's still other customers here. Enjoy your meal. You and Worrell nod. Porek smiles at you, back to the kitchen. After that, you enjoy the meal, chat with Worrell. He told you, then the gang members frequented this place and shared you many fun things about them. Either frequented or worked? I don't know. Although it pleases you to chat with him, you still feel a strange sense of guilt. You have a crush on the big wolf guy in front of you, but you also know nothing about him. You knew he was your father's deputy, gang member's good buddy, but other than that, he was recruited by your father 8 years ago. You know nothing about him, and that's exactly the reason why you ask that awkward question. After that, you finished your food almost in silence. I'm so full. Dolph jerked himself up and approached you from the other side of the table. Hey. Only a few centimeters between your faces, you can even feel his breath. Whoa. What's up? Also, I smell food. He gives you a huge smile, as he's trying to spell your depression. You know, sometimes you're really just like your father. Both of you would rather think about others than yourself. Always care about others. It's just like your habit. But yours is much easier to understand than your father's. Ha 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 ha. Earl fondled your head, gently stroked your ear. Just like a little teasing, he gave your ear a gentle pinch. I can tell that you're upset about things we talked about before. Don't worry about me. My father has already dead for a long time. And thanks to your father, I enjoy my life now. You hesitate, but after a moment, you make up your mind. You want to know more about the wolf in front of you. Would you still miss him? I mean your father. I suppose so, but my feeling about my father is complicated. But if I ever miss him, probably I wouldn't have ordered fried milk every time I came here. Although it doesn't taste exactly like his, but still reminds me of him. After say-so, he tossed the last piece of fried milk up and ate one bite. Some crumb dropped from his forehead and ears. He licks his tongue, smiles at you. So I'm glad you like it too. Feel like his work is recognized. Although he is a big wolf, the way he tilts his head, full of crumbs on it, and smiles at you just like a cute puppy. Because you're really tasty. By the way, there are a lot of crumbs in your head. I point him the position. Wow, where? The way he rubs his ears and fur is really cute, but there's still a little bit of crumbs behind his ear. Anything left? You stand up, propped one of your hands on the table, reach out the other one, and try to help him pat the crumbs away. But that's when you realize that right now, Wolf's face is really close to you, and he's staring at you. That makes you feel a bit flushed. I think that's all. You try to sit back in your chair as soon as possible, but all of a sudden, you're stepping on nothing, which makes you feel as if the whole table has been off balance, causing you to fall forward suddenly. Whoa! Dunk. You tumble with the table, throwing yourself forward to the ground. The impact of gravity makes you dazed, but doesn't hurt you that much until you realize that Worrell's protected you before you kiss the ground. Now, you completely fall into the big wolf's arms. Daddy? Worrell? Your hands land on the big wolf's chest, and you can feel every beefy mound of his soft and powerful pecs beneath his wolf fur. After all, his tank top can hardly cover his chest all, with his side breast exposed. You're glad that your hands didn't directly touch his woo, although you're kind of curious about how much that woo with rings feels like. You don't want to make the situation any more awkward. Or could you? Nah, we good. Instead of obeying your lustful desire, you control yourself. Are you right? Can you stand? Yes, I think I'm fine. Good. Let me help you up. Sorry about the annex. None of this would have happened if I hadn't asked at this table. It's alright. You protected me. Hey, War, Annex, are you alright? The first one who heard the thud and came to you is the worried brown bear. We're fine, but as you look down, you found that the impact crash is so big that there are lots of leftover has fallen on you and Whirl in the accident. All the soup drop on your clothes. Fortunately, it's already not that hot. Whirl is almost completely soaking wet now. You're not as soaking wet as Whirl, though. Your coat is partially wet, and some parts of your trousers are splashed with soup, but fortunately, your Polaroid camera landed on Whirl's chest without being soaking. Oh, Whirl isn't as lucky as that. He was soaked in soup and food from his tank top too short. His tank top was completely soaked. You can even see the shape of each man of his abs, and onto everything, his shorts are soaked up too. Through his shorts, you can even see the shape of his uwu. You didn't know where to put your eyes. You flushed. Here, take this towel. You can wipe yourself first. Come on, go upstairs with me. Let me help you find a way of cleaning. The wolf nods at you. You wipe the soup off your clothes, following the brown bear up the stairs to the staff room. I think with us, it's a bit soon-ish, but we have, gone between that 45 and an hour 15-minute mark. And, we don't know how long these scenes can be. But anyways, that's going to be the end of this quick look. So it looks like there's, when I'm looking at, well, I guess the cover, which I could just put by going right here. We have Daddy, we have Daddy, we have Daddy. Okay, we have Daddy. We have some bear. We have this guy, our bodyguard. We have this other guy, and then him, and then the cook. Maybe he's the investigating guy that's trying to take Daddy down. Who knows? I'm going to click here and just check out how many scenes are in the gallery. Okay, there's about 10. I can count. So that's going to be the end of this quick look. So please comment, guys. I like comments, if you like, dislike, tips, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like to grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos type of grow. Please understand and most help control the pet population. And if you want me to play this game, tell me, and I'll give it a point. We should put it up higher on the list. I think somebody did suggest this to me, maybe. Yep. And let's see, where would I want to put that on this thing? Which one was that one? Yeah, I'll put it right there. And, if you want to play this game, it's free on itch.io, but they also have Patreon for, I think, $3 a month. And if you have suggestions of any other furry visual novel, then tell me, and I'll add it to the list to do, at least. So, our next game, through the random number generated density, after I put that in the quick looked folder, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, actually, no, that's going to be 5, because that one is a short one. It's like 15 minutes. Like, yes, no, future. And I'm sorry, how much was that? 5. Random generated destiny, choose 3, which is... Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, I did do that. It landed on Moon Touched again. So that's going to be, let's see, 6, 5, 4. 3 again, which is NMF. I don't know what the name of the thing is, so I can't really look up the synopsis. But we already did a quick look of it. Why is this here then? I guess at some point we just downloaded an update. That's so weird. Okay, random number of generator destiny. One more time. 1. Which is... a bit loud. That's been coffee buns. Ask please. Yeah, sure, why not? A game that is loud. There we go. Made by the same people who made, what was it called, Mice Tea or Mouse Tea? Main menu. But it's the early access version. I don't know, I saw the things like, ooh, there's a guy in it. I mean, there were guys in it before, but also there's like a hot wolf lady, and it's like, I would like to have a piece of her tea. Ooh, ooh. But, yeah, let me just pull up every... Oh, wow, they actually did several things. They got moth tea and oops all... Garrus? And then cross signals? They do quite a few. But anyways, the synopsis of this game is after the events of Mice Tea, it's been 2 years since the worldwide release of Kimono Tea, which turns people who drink it into anthropomorphic animals. Society is still adjusting to the idea of real-life furries, but that doesn't mean you can skip your day job. Leonardo Biasco is a barista at a struggling cafe. His boss feels like hopping on the Furry train might be just the thing to attract customers to the floundering business, via a connection to other local businesses, which some returning readers might recognize. Leo and his co-workers are offered a chance to try transforming themselves. The tea works as advertised, but for Leo, there's more changes he didn't anticipate, which I think some of these things turn him into a woman? Because there's a picture of him, I'm assuming, as a rabbit, but also with boobs. But anyways, if you want to play this game, it's available for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game, and or get the newest version earlier, you can go to Patreon, where it's $5 a month. And until next time, character select? No. Not yet. And until next time, another quick look. Me, GamerWolfSix to some of the game. That being coffee buns. So thanks and see ya.